Jury selection will start Monday for the federal hate crimes trial of Travis and Gregory McMichael. The father and son have already been convicted of murdering Ahmaud Arbery during their criminal trial. They originally wanted to plead guilty to the separate federal charges in a plea bargain, but changed their minds when the plea bargain was rejected by the judge. News4JAX reporter Marilyn Parker is joining us live from Brunswick, Maryland. The McMichaels' motive in Arbery's murder will be at the forefront of this trial.
And you know, the McMichaels were preparing to admit that race was a motive in this crime, but when the judge didn't accept their plea deal, they withdrew that guilty plea. And Travis McMichael's attorney made sure that whatever is mentioned in that plea deal cannot be brought up moving forward. Travis McMichael wants to take his chances in federal court. He and his father Gregory are facing hate crimes charges. The men admitted Ahmaud Arbery's murder was racially motivated when they tried taking a plea deal. In exchange, they would have been able to serve the first 30 years of their sentence in a federal prison instead of state prison. The judge rejected it. And attorney Latoya Williams-Shelton, not associated with the case, explains why.
I think the judge's thought process was, I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard any additional facts or evidence about this case. So I don't know that a sentence of 30 years is appropriate.
During this trial, we'll hear what we didn't hear during the state trial. An investigator testified in state pretrial hearings that their neighbor, William Roddy Bryan, heard Travis McMichael say racial slurs at Arbery after he shot him. You may recall, Bryan recorded cell phone video of the killing. I asked Williams-Shelton where Bryan falls in all of this.
I think in William Roddy Bryan's case, maybe he's thinking, regardless of what the outcome is, whether it's 30 years because I have a plea deal or it's 30 years because I went to trial, I already have life without parole. Do I want to enter into a deal where I have to tell everyone that I was motivated by hate when in reality I was not? That could be his thought process. I don't know, but that could be his thought process.
She says during the trial with Bryan, we may hear again how Bryan gave the video to police and how he isn't much at blame as the McMichaels. All three men are being represented by federal public defenders. And regardless of what happens in federal court, they have state sentences to serve. If they are found guilty on these federal hate crimes, they will serve this sentence on top of their state sentence. Jury selection starts Monday at 9 a.m. We're live in Brunswick, Marilyn Parker, Channel 4, the local station.